Welcome to Justice Insight Cam. We feature genuine bodycam footage highlighting complex police encounters. Our goal is to look beyond the screen, analyzing the legal framework, factual events, and educational value of every interaction. Let's discover the truth behind the badge.
You alright, man?
Yeah, I just needed directions.
Okay, stay on the good side of the street. No problem. Have a good night.
Okay.
Look closely at this CCTV footage. December 8th, 2023, 11:52 p.m. Corner of Elmwood Drive in Route 14, Glendale, Nebraska. A woman walks alone on the sidewalk. Her name is Amber Sinclair. She is 23 years old. Waitress at Donovan's Grill, just finished a double shift. What she doesn't realize is the patrol car closing in has been looping this block for 47 minutes. In the next 11 seconds, she will make a decision that seems completely rational. She will accept a ride from a police officer. The question isn't what happens next. The question is why this same officer responded to her 911 call 3 weeks earlier. This is the story of how the man paid to protect her had been hunting her since February. And when you see what investigators found in his garage 4 months later, you will understand why Amber Sinclair never made it home. Almost everyone who sees this clip thinks the same thing. Wrong place, wrong time. A young woman walking alone after midnight. A predator who spotted an opportunity. Random. That is what investigators believed for 6 weeks. Wrong. 3 weeks before this video, Amber called 911 at 10:47 p.m. Someone had been following her home from work. 3 nights in a row, same dark pickup truck, no visible plates, always stopping 2 blocks from her apartment. The responding officer took her statement. Deputy Terrence Wilder, 34 years old, 8 years on the force, 0 complaints. Community liaison officer, the guy who did school presentations about stranger danger. He promised he'd step up patrols around her neighborhood. He gave her his card. Call me directly if anything happens. She thanked him. She felt safe. For the next 21 days, Amber did not see that pickup truck again. But here's what she did not know. That pickup truck was registered to Terran Wilder's cousin. Reported stolen 2 months earlier, never recovered because it was never stolen. It was parked in his garage the entire time. He was not responding to a predator. He was the predator. And that 911 call was not the beginning of his interest in Amber. It was the test. Who was Amber Sinclair? She relocated to Glendale in January 2023. Fresh start, small town, safe streets. That is what everyone told her. She grew up on the south side of Chicago. She knew what danger looked like. Glendale was supposed to be different. Population 38,000. Crime rate so low, the local paper ran stories about stolen garden gnomes. She got a job at Donovan's Grill on Main Street. $1,150 an hour, plus tips. The regulars loved her. One of those regulars was a cop. Came in every Thursday night around 9 p.m. Always sat in booth at 4. Black coffee, apple pie. Left $5 tips on $8 checks. He never said anything out of line. Never made her uncomfortable. Just smiled. Asked about her day. Asked if she felt safe walking home. She told her roommate about him once. Said he seemed like one of the good ones. But here's what Amber did not know. That cop had been coming to Donovan since before she started working there. He started coming every Thursday in February, 3 weeks after she moved to Glendale. 3 weeks after he first saw her at the grocery store, before she knew his name, before she knew he existed. He had already memorized her schedule. Who was Terrence Wilder? 4th generation Glendale. His father was a cop. His grandfather was a cop. Everyone knew the Wilder family. Everyone trusted them. Terrence was the golden child. Varsity football, church every Sunday. Married his high school sweetheart at 24. Divorced by 29. No kids, no scandal. His ex-wife Laura moved to Minnesota 6 months after the divorce. She never came back. When people asked about the marriage, she said the same thing. Some things you cannot unsee. No one ever asked what she meant by it. Here is what investigators found 11 months after Amber disappeared. A room in his basement, padlocked, soundproofed. Inside was a laptop. On that laptop was a folder, hidden, encrypted. Inside that folder were 847 photographs of 23 different women, all blonde, all between 21 and 28, all living alone, all working night shifts. 94 of those photographs were of Amber Sinclair. The first one was dated February 3rd, 2023, her third week in town. She was buying apples at the grocery store. She had no idea someone was standing in the parking lot with a telephoto lens. That was 10 months before she called 911. 10 months before she knew his name. Here is what else was in that basement. A filing cabinet, 4 drawers, 23 folders, one for each woman. Color-coded, alphabetized, organized like a business, like a hobby he had perfected over years. Amber's folder was the thickest, 73 pages, handwritten, meticulous, no spelling errors, no crossed out words, every entry dated, every observation timed to the minute. Page 1 was her full name, date of birth, social security number. Page 12 was a description of her car, license plate. Page 28 was her schedule. Monday double shift, Tuesday off, Wednesday morning, Thursday closing. Page 34 was a hand-drawn map of her walking route from Donovan's to her apartment. Every street, every alley, every street light. Page 41 was the same map with markings, red circles around 3 locations. The note next to each said the same thing: no cameras. Page 58 was a list of her habits. Parks in same spot, space 14. Always checks phone while walking. Does not look up for 20 to 30 seconds at a time. Trusts uniforms. Page 73 was the last page. One word, ready. That page was dated December 1st, 2023, 7 days before the CCTV footage. Let me take you back to that footage. December 8th, 11:52 p.m. Now watch it, frame by frame. Amber exits frame, walking east on Elmwood Drive. She is 4 blocks from her apartment. Her phone is in her right hand. Her pace is steady. She has walked this route hundreds of times. Headlights appear from behind her. A patrol car. It pulls alongside her at 4 miles per hour. The window rolls down. A hand waves. She turns her head. She stops walking. Her shoulders drop. The tension leaves her body. She recognizes the car. She recognizes the uniform. She smiles. She waves back. She reaches for the passenger door. She opens it. She gets in. The door closes. The patrol car accelerates east. It turns right onto Route 14. It disappears from frame. Total interaction time 41 seconds. But here's what no one noticed until 14 weeks later. For exactly 1.7 seconds, her right hand moves toward her back pocket. Her phone. Her thumb hovers over the screen. Then she pulls her hand away. She recognized a friendly face, a badge. Why would she call for help when help was already there? Amber never showed up for her morning shift on December 9th. Her manager called twice, no answer. Her roommate, Tina, came home at 3 p.m. Amber's bed was untouched. Her car was still in space, 14. Tina called 911 at 3:24 p.m. The responding officer arrived at 3:41 p.m., Deputy Terrence Wilder. He took the report. He asked all the right questions. He told Tina not to worry, said, "Most missing persons resolve within 48 hours. Said she probably stayed with a friend." He smiled when he said it, reassuring, professional. He left at 4:12 p.m. He drove directly to an abandoned grain silo 23 miles outside of town. Amber was there. She had been there for 16 hours. She was alive. She was restrained. And she was listening to the police scanner in his car. She heard Tina's missing person report come through dispatch. She heard Terrence respond that he would handle it. She heard him tell dispatch it was probably nothing. Low priority. She heard all of it. That was the point. Here is what happened in those 16 hours. The patrol car turned off Route 14 onto County Road 7. No streetlights, no houses, no cameras. Amber asked where they were going. He said he needed to check something. Possible break-in at an old property would only take a minute. She believed him. At 12:07 a.m., the car stopped at the grain silo. He got out, walked to her door, opened it, asked her to step out, said he needed a witness, standard procedure. She stepped out. The taser hit her at 12:08 a.m. She regained consciousness at 12:34 a.m. inside the silo. Concrete walls, no windows, one door locked from outside, hands zip-tied, ankles bound, duct tape over her mouth. He sat across from her. He did not touch her. He talked for 4 hours and 47 minutes. He talked. He told her everything when he first saw her, how long he had been watching, her schedule, her habits, her fears, her family, her mother's address in Chicago, her younger sister's name, her sister's workplace. He told her he could reach any of them whenever he wanted. He told her he had been doing this for a long time. He told her she was not the first. And then, at 5:21 a.m., he left. He locked the door. He drove home. He showered. He put on a fresh uniform. He went to work. He took Tina's report. He told her not to worry. Here is what investigators still do not understand. Why did he let her go? At 2:47 a.m. on December 10th, 39, hours after he took her, Terrence returned to the silo. He unlocked the door. He cut the zip ties, he cut the rope, he removed the tape, he handed her a bottle of water, he gave her a burner phone with one number saved, 911. He said 3 words, "You are free." Then he walked out, got in his patrol car, drove away. Amber waited 11 minutes, convinced it was a trap. At 2:58 a.m., she called 911. She gave her location, she gave his name. She said he was a police officer. 3 patrol cars arrived at 3:24 a.m. Terrence was arrested at 4:17 a.m. at his residence. He was in bed. When they put the cuffs on him, he smiled. The arresting officer testified that he said only one thing: ask her if she feels safe now. That is when investigators realized this was never about assault. It was never about murder. It was about control. It was about proving he could reach her any time. It was about making her live with that knowledge forever. Letting her go was the final move. Now she would spend the rest of her life looking over her shoulder. The trial lasted 3 weeks. Terrence was charged with kidnapping, false imprisonment, stalking, misuse of law enforcement databases, impersonating a police officer during commission of a crime. The prosecution presented the photographs, all 847 of them, the folders, all 23 of them, the 73 pages, read into the record one by one, the basement room. Photographs shown to the jury. His ex-wife, Laura, took the stand on day 8. She had been subpoenaed. She did not want to testify, but she did. She told the court she had found a folder in 2018. Not 73 pages, just 12. A woman named Paige who worked at the pharmacy on Oak Street. Photographs taken through the pharmacy window. A schedule of her shifts. A map of her route home. Laura confronted him that night. He told her she was imagining things. He told her she was paranoid. He told her she was crazy. And then his voice got very quiet. He told her if she ever mentioned it to anyone he knew where her mother lived. He knew where her sister worked. He knew the route her niece took to school every morning. She filed for divorce the next week, moved to Minnesota the next month, changed her name, never looked back, never reported it, because who would believe her? He was a Wilder, fourth generation. Everyone trusted the Wilders. The jury deliberated 4 hours. Guilty on all counts, 18 years. No parole for 12. Amber gave a victim impact statement. Her hands shook so hard she could barely read it. She said she used to believe uniforms meant safety. She said she used to believe small towns meant community. She said she does not believe any of those things anymore. She said the worst part is not what he did to her. The worst part is knowing he did it because he could, because no one was watching the watchers. But here is what the trial did not answer. The folder with 23 women, 8 of 7 photographs, detailed schedules, maps with camera dead, zones marked. What about the other 22? Investigators contacted all of them after the arrest. 19 were located and interviewed. None of them knew Terence Wilder. None of them reported any stalking incidents. None of them remembered anything unusual. A few recalled seeing a police car in their neighborhood more often than seemed normal. One remembered a man at the grocery store who smiled at her a little too long, but nothing concrete, nothing actionable. They were relieved. They were disturbed. They moved on. But 3 of the women in those folders could not be contacted. One had moved out of state with no forwarding address. One had disconnected her phone and closed all social media accounts 2 years earlier, and one had been reported missing in March 2021. Her name was Paige Dunlap, 24 years old, pharmacy technician at Oak Street Pharmacy, the same woman from the folder Laura found in 2018. Paige was last seen leaving work at 11:15 p.m. on March 14, 2021. Her car was found the next morning. Keys in the ignition, purse on the seat. Shisai was declared missing. Case went cold after 8 months. When investigators questioned Terence about Paige, he invoked his right to remain silent. His lawyer said any connection was speculative. No direct link could be established. Case remains open. Paige remains missing. 4 years now. Her mother still calls the police every month. Here is what keeps investigators awake. Terran was a police officer for 8 years in Glendale. Before that, auxiliary deputy in another county for 3 years. Before that, security guard at a mall in Lincoln for 2 years. That is 13 years, with access to uniforms, patrol cars, databases, scanner frequencies, camera locations. 13 years. How many women, how many folders, was never found. The FBI opened a multi-state investigation in February 2024. They identified 7 additional missing persons cases across Nebraska, Kansas, and Minnesota with similar patterns. Women between 21 and 28, living alone, working night shifts, last seen accepting rides from someone in a vehicle described as official-looking. All cases remain open, no charges filed. Terence is serving 18 years, eligible for release in 2036. He has not spoken about any other cases. But men like him do not start at 34. Men like him practice. Men like him escalate. Amber was not his first target. She was just the first one he let go, and the question no one can answer is why. Amber gave one interview after the trial. 6 minutes. The reporter asked what she wanted people to take away. She paused, looked into the camera, said this: "Everyone told me Glendale was safe. Everyone told me to trust the police. They were wrong. Not because police are bad, but because nowhere is safe if the people supposed to protect you are hunting you. I did everything right. I reported the stalking, I cooperated, I trusted the officer who responded, and that officer was the one stalking me. What am I supposed to tell my sister now? Trust your instincts, but not too much. Report suspicious behavior, but maybe the person you report it to's the problem. There is no rule that would have saved me because I followed all the rules and I still ended up in that silo. The only thing that saved me is that he decided to let me go. That was his choice. not mine. Amber does not live in Nebraska anymore. She does not work in restaurants. She does not walk alone after dark. She does not tell new people her real last name. She changes her phone number every 6 months. She changes her address every year. She told that reporter she will probably do this for the rest of her life. She said it is exhausting. She said some days she forgets for a few hours. Some days she almost feels normal. Then she sees a patrol car. Then she hears a police siren. Then someone in uniform holds a door open for her and she flinches. She said sometimes she wonders if this is what he wanted, if the running is part of his design, if she's still trapped in that silo somehow, even though she walked out of it years ago. The worst part is she knows he thinks about her. He is allowed to send letters from prison. He has never sent one, but she knows he could. He has proven once he knows how to find her. What stops him from proving it again in 2036? Nothing. If you work night shifts and walk to your car alone. If you accept rides from people you think you recognize. If you believe uniforms mean safety. Amber did everything right. She reported the stalking. She cooperated. She trusted the responding officer. She got into that patrol car because she had been taught her entire life that police cars are safe. And she was wrong, not because she made a mistake, because the system made a mistake, because no one was watching. If you have ever had that feeling where something seems wrong, but you cannot explain it, trust it. Amber had that feeling for 1.7 seconds when her hand moved toward her phone, and she ignored it because she was taught to trust. They are not always the good guys. Sometimes the uniform is the disguise. Sometimes the badge is the weapon. Terrence Wilder is in Cell Block D of the Nebraska State Penitentiary. Model prisoner, no incidents. Works in the prison library, reads psychology textbooks. He will be 47 when first eligible for parole. He has time. He has always been patient. That is what his notebook proved. 73 pages over 10 months. He knows how to wait. Amber knows that too. 2036 is not far away. Her sister's daughter will be 14, high school, walking to school alone, maybe working part-time at a diner, maybe closing shifts, maybe walking home at night through a small town where everyone says nothing bad ever happens. All you can do is tell the story. All you can do is hope someone listens. All you can do is say out loud what everyone is afraid to admit. The system is not designed to catch people like Terrence Wilder. The system is designed to empower them. It gives them badges. It gives them access. It gives them authority. It gives them the benefit of the doubt every single time. And until that changes, until there is real accountability, until there are real safeguards, until someone is watching the watchers, there will be more folders, more basements, more grain silos on dark county roads, more women who did everything right and ended up exactly where Amber did, waiting, hoping, praying that the man in the uniform decides to let them go. If you work in law enforcement and wonder why people are afraid of you even when you have done nothing wrong, this is why. Because somewhere right now, there is another Terrence Wilder wearing a badge, driving a patrol car, building a folder, memorizing a schedule, and no one is stopping him. No one is even looking.
Thank you for watching today's video. If our findings brought you a new outlook, please like, share, and subscribe to Justice Insight Cam. Stay updated, stay secure, and we will return soon with another comprehensive report.